stuff, guys. Okay, welcome back, guys, to coffee. Although now we have cranberry juice, and we're on Trippy. Hi, say hi to Trippy. Say hi, everybody. Mm. So I'm on my desk. So I'm going to back up here. So this is where I work. Let's move the cord out of the way. So you guys are up on a platform right there. Then here's where I'm working all the time. Here are there's my pencil shavings. This is what I sharpen my pencils in. Um, Here's the paints I'm using all the time. I'm going to try to do this camera thing as nice and focused as I can, guys. So there's all my paint that I use all the time. However, now I'm going to move you guys. Hang on. We're coming around over here. Here's my other paint carts. So I have paint here and paint there and all over there. All right, coming back around. But these are all the paint colors that I use, like, excuse the squeaky chair, but it is what it is. These are all the paints that I use, and they're just Americana craft paint when I do my collage and color booking and all that. All right, let's straighten up little Trippy's head. Thanks, guys. So let me just show you how it looks here. So that light right there is off right now. But I have that light, that light, and this one. I'll turn this one on too. So we got lights. So I have all these lights, plus the overhead light. So I have lights all around me, so it's nice and bright and hot. So on my desk, besides the paint, this is what I want to do the video on, is what's in my totes. That's what this video is going to be, what's in my totes. Plus, here's where all my pencils that I use on my daily basis. Okay, that's not all, and this is just the ones that I'm using like currently. And then here's my other pencil pull-out tray right here. All my brushes are right there. Brushes. And then I have my pencil cases here, which I'll show you that too. I just want to kind of show you how I have it set up. So if I need other pencils, I can reach right here, right there, right here, and all then right here. So I just want to show you what it looks like, so that, because I'm going to set Trippy down and not move him around while we're showing things. So yeah, so let's do what's in my totes. Let's try to straighten up Trippy. You're on a little tripod here. Trippy the tripod. And I'm going to try to, kind of get everything as close to us as we can. So I have two totes here. One is just a cheap, flexible one. This one right here. Let me just get reaching over, guys. So this one is just one of those. I think it's Michael's. It was $4.99 for this bag. Okay. So it was just like $4.99 at Michael's. And it's not expensive at all. And it came with this roll, or I don't know if it came with the roll, but you buy this at Michael's too. If it didn't come with it, I think it's the same Artist Loft. It's the same Artist Loft brand of roll. If you have any questions, put it in caps. And if you're watching the recording, I'm just doing a little desk tour. Let's call it a desk tour, because it's not just in my totes, but I don't know. Desk and tote tour? Okay. So anyway, so in this tote in this little roll right here are Luminance. These were gifted to me by Eileen, the Enabler Elf, and these are the only Luminance I have. They're beautiful, lovely, wonderful pencils, but I don't have enough colors to do portraiture with them, so I don't really use them a lot, but trust me, they're wonderful pencils, but they're not cheap. So if you do a lot of portrait work and stuff, they are kind of expensive, so just FYI. So that's why they are in the little roll-up tote, little roll-up thing here. You have that one from Michael's and didn't come. Okay, so it doesn't come with it. Okay, so you buy this separately then. Okay, so and it has a little elastic around it. And thanks, Jean. So I guess this is separate, but I think I got this as an Artist Loft one too that I got at Michael's. Okay. All right, so First up in this tote, and I'm going to turn it on its side so you can see, as long as I don't be bumping into Trippy here and not have a big flash of light in your face. So what I have in here are my Prismacolor pencils that I use all the time, including these. Okay, so these right here are the pencils, and these are just in a silverware tray. So these are the pencils that I use every day for color booking. And I have them divided out by like neutrals, oranges and reds, pinks, purples, blues and greens, more neutrals over here. It's just a silverware tray. So these are, when you hear me rummaging around in pencils, this is what you hear. However, those are just part of the pencils, but those are just the ones I use the most. But in the tote here, in the tote are the rest of my Prismacolors. And how I keep them is in bundles by color. If you have any questions, just ask, because I'm going to kind of just keep rolling along. So these are like my flesh tones and yellows. Okay. And then like here's light greens, dark greens and blues, light blues, grays, reds, oranges. Oh, so you can't really see. So I have all the pencils in bundles. Here's pinks, purples. So these are the rest of the sets that I have that are in the silverware tray here. But with this in here, I also have the bulk of my, these are just my Crayola markers. The Crayola bullet tip markers are underneath the pencil. So here's the pencils up here. I got some other ones over here on this side. I'm going to show you in a minute. But right here are all my Prismacolors, and then here are my Crayola markers, the Crayola bullet tip, you know, super tips. And then I have a new set of them in here. So these are the exact same things that are here. But then these I can just carry from room to room. These are the newest ones. But I'll use whatever. I'll just pull from these, right? I'll just pull from them. And they're all bundled by rubber bands. So if I need a yellow, I can either pull it out one by one, or I can just pull out the whole bundle of yellows, like that. Okay? And then just slide them back in. Except you want to make sure the lids stay on. Cap them well. So then I just can stick them back in like that. Okay, so then also in here I have my Verithins. These are the old-timey Verithins from I don't know how long ago. Vonnie and I traded. She didn't use Verithins, and I didn't use oil pastels. So I sent her all my oil pastels, and she sent me all her old Verithins. And they're the old ones with the metal ends on them like this. So yeah, so these were all gifted to me by Vonnie. Well, traded, I should say. We did a trade. So I have all my Verithins, and I just put them in here by like the ends like this so I can see them, because then I know that those are all my Verithins. The other pencils that I have in here, I'm going to try to keep this where you can see it. Other than all my Prismacolors in here, I also have my Faber-Castell. They're not polychrome. Yeah, these are the polychromos. These are all the polychromos I have. Chromos, yeah. So these are the only colors. I have one set of those, like the basic colors. And I think I bought I might have a black, white, and some grays in one of my pencil cases. But these are all the colors I have of the polychromos. Again, I love them, but they're kind of expensive. You know, it's harder to buy these in full sets because they're more expensive. Not that the Prismacolors are that cheap, but I'm so used to using Prismacolors from back when they were Barrel, Sanford, Premier, and so I'm just used to them. I'm used to the softness and blendability of the Prismacolor, so those are just my favorite ones to use. But, you know, it kind of depends on what you get used to. If you start out with polychromos and then you picked up some Prismacolors, you'd probably go, oh, no, I got to stick with the polychromos, you know? So it's just because for, you know, 30 whatever years I've been using Prismacolor that I'm just used to them. Let me take a sip of juice, guys. Okay. So I'm trying to read chat. It's kind of far away. So there's those. Then I also have in here, and I keep them all bundled up by bundles. I have a few of the Derwent Artist pencils. And again, I have them by bundle here. I think these are all the Derwent ones. Okay. So these are the Derwent Artist ones. Now, I've used these I used them for a while trying to really love them. But to me, they're kind of scratchy. Okay. They just feel, and certain colors are scratchier than others. But I do have a nice set of them, as you can see. And again, I bundle all my pencils, markers, everything up by color, family like this, like the blues, the greens, the purples and pinks, the browns, and then the oranges and yellows, like that. So anyway, I do really like these. I like the colors that they have. They have cool colors, but they just feel a little scratchy. Maybe I'm just spoiled with the softness of the Prismacolor. I don't know. So that's all that I have in here. And again, my Prismacolors that I have, like in these bundles here, they're part of the ones that I use every day here in the silverware drawer tray thing. So, and everything's real handy. I try to keep everything like within arm's reach so that I'm not digging around for things. So, let me put these back in here. And I have these facing forward so I knew the difference. So those, the Derwent's face forward, the Polychromos face that way. Same thing for the Prismacolor, and then the markers. So that's in this tote. This is in my like basic stuff. This is not anything really special other than my Verithins, my Bonnie Verithins. This is just all stuff that, I'm constantly using all the time. Again, and these are another set. These bullet super tip Crayolas that you get, they're in the kids section of Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And they last a long, long time. They last a long time. But not only that, because of the tips, you can get fat, wide marks. You can get wide marks, and you can get all the way to a thin line like that. Now, these are water-based markers. They're not watercolor markers, which I'm going to show you my watercolor markers. The Kuretake Zig Real Brush Clean Color markers. They're real watercolors. These are just the kids' markers. Hey, Fee, good to see you. And so anyway, these are great for color books. This was what I was trying to get at. They're not going to blend like watercolor markers, like true watercolor markers. They're not going to blend like that, but they're great for just your color books. Okay, so that's what's in this tote, and then this just sits on top of it, on top of. Oh yeah, let me put these back in here. I just have these in here because I know that they're in there. I usually have them on the side here. Hang on, guys. I usually don't take everything out at once like this. So again, this tote has all kinds of pockets and everything. This one I don't. It's real like Jello-like. It's just a flexible bag, so I don't put anything in these pockets. This one just sits on top of this tote, which is what I'm going to bring over here next. So this just sits on top of that one. So let me just slide this out of the way, or put it on the floor for a minute, so I have some space to show you the next one. Okay, so I'm trying not to, Okay, so in this tote, this is the tote that has a little bit of everything. Okay, it might take me a minute here. Let me get situated. Hang on, guys. Sorry, I'm not trying to get y'all dizzy or anything. So this is a scrapbook tote that I used to use a lot for when I'd go on scrapbook crops and retreats and things. This was the tote that I used all the time. I got it at Archiver some years ago, and they were like 40 bucks. Of course, I always use coupons and on everything. And so I got all kinds of little keychains and little lanyards and all kinds of things. I don't put anything much on this. I think I have a old, let's see, I got a couple of markers in there. But I don't put anything on this side because I want it to lie flat on my table. If y'all have any questions, just ask, guys, because I got a lot of pencils and pens to show you. So anyway, that tote is happiness. Yes, it is. And so around the edges, I have things in the side pockets. This tote's very sturdy. It's like real thick cardboard. It's not flexible like the other one. It's got nice, sturdy, hard plastic pockets that divide it. And it's just a better quality, obviously. But, it's just sitting here on my desk. So anyway, there's nothing in these pockets because I want it to sit flat on my desk. But I do have things around all the sides, pens and markers and all kinds of things that I'll show you here in a second. Now, these are kind of like, I don't know how to explain because I have kind of a weird way of how I keep all my pens and pencils and I have lots of little things like these that I have special things that I use for different things. So I'll show you my little pencil holders too in a little while, and I'll just keep going here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on its side. So in here, I'm not going to take out every single pencil, but I'll tell you by bundle, by bundle. So up here, first I have just a cheap set of gel pens. I think they're Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And again, I got these specifically just for color books, just for the tiny little areas, those little bitty things that you can't even get in with a pencil, where you really just need a pen to get in there, So that's just a cheap, I think this set right here was probably, $4.99. Something like that. Just a cheap gel pens. Okay. Then I have all kinds of the Bic, the crystal, Bic crystal. I think they're called what do you call them? Biros in UK. So I've got all kinds of sizes. This is a Papermate brand. These are the Bic brand. And then I have there's the thicker ones and the thinner ones. But I always try to stock up a little bit on these during school supplies. When school supplies come out, now that one right there, I'm not sure what this one's doing in here. This one right here is one of the gel pens. And I keep them by bundle because it's easy to get at the whole thing. We're weird about different cases. I know, right? That's why I'm showing you how I keep mine. Because wait, you haven't seen. This is just the totes right here. So these are just wait. So, but I do have them bundled up by the thick of the one's a bold and one's a thin regular Bic Biro, and then the other one is the Papermate pens. So they're all essentially the same thing. Ballpoint pens. Oh, did I get it? Here's another one. I got two. All right, somehow I pulled these. They all go back in here. They're mixed up. They have to go back with their family. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. So those, I get these all the time when school starts. And that's when you want to get those. Then I have some Sharpie highlighters. Okay, so these, I love these because if you ever do sketches, if you ever draw just sketching, these are quick ways to color your sketches in a bold, fun, creative way. So let's just say you're whatever you draw, and you just want a quick wash of, color over that. Let's say you just draw a girl and you want a quick blonde hair. You can get quick blonde hair with a highlighter, or whatever, or just a wash of color, or background, or an outline. Anyway, they're the fluorescent colors, and because they're highlighters. And I like these. I don't know if they still sell these anymore. I got these a couple years ago. They have the key ring chain thing on them. They're made for students to hang their, keychains on them. So I really like it for that, but especially like because of the colors. I mean, they're just some awesome, beautiful colors for highlighters. Orange, fluorescent pink, hot pink, blue, dark blue, green, purple, magenta. So I love these highlighters. Then I just have some Crayola pencils. No, this one's Rose Art, and I think this one's Crayola. These are the fluorescents. Again, I haven't used these a lot. One of y'all gifted these to me, and I just haven't used them much, but I need to because I love fluorescent colors on certain things. So I got the Crayola fluorescent colors. I hope everything's showing up okay. Am I know it's not. I don't have the autofocus on because I don't want it zooming in and out on you. So anyway, so that's what I got in there. And then I had these forever. And they're the color pencils. They're the Progresso brand. I think General makes them. Maybe they're made by the same company, Progresso and General. But they're the woodless. They're not woodless graphite, but they're just like the woodless graphite. They're woodless color pencils. And again, I love the colors in these, but they're scratchy. They have beautiful colors, but they're scratchy. You know. So I have them in a bag because I took them somewhere one time, and they'll break kind of easy. You can't drop these. I mean, because it's like plastic coated. You drop them and they crack. I mean, they're broken in half. So, but they're just kind of scratchy, but they have beautiful colors to them. And they're not real cheap, but they weren't real expensive. But I love the Progresso and the General Woodless Graphites, which I have a few of. I used to draw all the time on camera with those before I started drawing with white on craft paper for you guys. I would draw with the Woodless Graphite because it would show up on camera. Nice, thick, bold lines, right? But anyway, so that's what those are. So let's put those back in here. And then my gel pens on top, because these are the ones I'm using the most. Out of this little pocket right here, it's the gel pens with the colors. And this side, I just have some glue sticks and some Yoo-hoo glue sticks, some notepads. And because remember, if I go to Denise's, this is more like the tote that I would take if I was going to stay for any length of time. Now I just have littler pencil cases that I take, but I used to take this tote to her house all the time. So I have all kinds of little pads of paper and stuff in there. Okay, let me get a sip of juice, guys. Okay. Down here on the next row, I hope this is fun for you guys. I love seeing people's. When Paula showed her tote a few months ago, it was like I was just sitting there. I couldn't even blink, And she's shown it a couple times, but it's been a while. Paula, you need to show your tote again. Yours doesn't look like this at the moment. Oh, you tweeted beside your couch? Did you just tweet a picture, Paula? Is that what you're saying? Okay, hang on. Let me look. Let me look, Paula. Did she just tweet a picture? I'm looking. No, Paula. No tweet. No tweet, Paula. But anyway, Paula has this exact scrapbook case. Tote. I think it's the exact same one. If not, it's darn near close. So, okay. So then in this one, now some of these pencils I have had forever, like these. These pencils are probably 30 years old. I'm not kidding. They're the Derwent, and it has England on it. The England Rexel Derwent watercolor pencils. These are the first watercolor pencils I ever had, and as far as I know, these are the only watercolor pencils that were around. These were the only watercolor pencils that I knew existed 30 years ago. So anyway, I've used some, and I've used some more than others, you can see. But they have awesome colors, and they still work just as good as ever. But you know, we move on to the Neo Color 2s, the ink tints, you know how we are. Yes, these are vintage. I mean, they literally say on the front of them, look, England. Ah, and see, it's Lour, because I think they're made in the UK. Isn't Derwent a UK company? So anyway, well, it says England on them, I guess so. So these are really, really old. Okay, I keep thinking that Paula's tweeting me pictures of her tote, but it's probably not Paula tweeting me at all. So Jean tweeted it. Okay, so here is Paula's. I'm going to show this. I hope it'll show. No, I don't think it's going to. Hang on, guys. Let me see if I can get it sideways and big here. So here's beside Paula's couch. There's one tote. Here's her other tote. So see what I mean? Paula, you need a tour of this tonight when you stream. Oh my gosh. Okay, so those are the vintage watercolor pencils. Then I'm trying to remember. Okay, these are my original ink tints. Okay, these are my original 24 ink tints with one. I think there's two. Okay, I have a couple Derwent aquatones in here, and they're kind of like. I mean, these would snap if I bent them, but again, I only had a few of these. I never bought a full set of these. But they're the Derwent Aquatone, and I have a black, a brown, a red, a few of these. And again, they're water soluble, like a crayon pencil thing. But these were my original ink tints, and I did like them, and I still like my ink tints because I have a whole set of them. Let me show you the 10 here. So up on the shelf, so I do have a set of 72 of them. So I guess I better like them, right? And I just don't use them enough. I used them recently on, let me get the page. I used them recently in the Pop manga book on this page, which it worked really good on everything, but the background was kind of hard to get smooth like I like. But here you can see, this is all ink tints here. And again, I love how the ink tints work, except for the background. It was real hard to keep it wet and moving smoothly. And granted, I did do this on a stream, guys, so I do hurry a little bit on stream. But yeah, so you can see it didn't really blend like I like, but this was all done with ink tints. And their ink, it's actually ink. It's not like watercolor pencils, they're ink. So when they dry, they're supposed to be permanent after they are completely dissolved and dry. My thing is I never know if they're really 100% dissolved. But anyway, so there's the ink tints, my original set of ink tints. Let's see what these are. I don't even remember all of them, but I keep everything bundled up. Okay, these are my Prismacolor watercolors. Okay, so I just have the small set here of the Prismacolor watercolors, and I gotta say, guys, it's been so long since I used them, I can't even remember how well they work. Maybe next week I'll pull out, the different ones, and we'll do some comparisons. Maybe we'll do some, I don't want y'all to get flashed out there. Maybe we'll do some comparison next week, because I haven't done them in so long. So those were the Prismacolor, and then these were the, what are these? Oh, the Faber-Castell. These are the Albert Dürer ones. I think Faber-Castell also has a cheaper version. These were not cheap. These are the more expensive version of their watercolor pencils. They're not the Faber-Castell like the ones you can get in the kids department now. Now Faber-Castell you can get in like lower kids school brands, but this was the professional brand. And again, they were not cheap. You can tell they're the watercolor ones because they have the little watercolor, little water brush right there. Yeah, I need more coffee. Yeah, no, I'm drinking juice because my throat hurts, Eileen. But yeah, I'm soldiering on because I said I was going to do this video. We'll be fine. Okay. All right. Something's stuck in this one. That one didn't get in the rubber band. Hang on, guys. Got the two. Oh, that's what it is. It's hung up on the second set there. Get in there. Get in there. Okay. So then I have just some. Okay, so here are some, I think this was a chalk. It's like different things with white. It's got the white Stabilo, the water. Hang on, guys. The camera wants to flash out the white. The Stabilo all pencil. I have it in black, white, and I think one other color. And then a couple of white watercolor pencils. Again, if we do any, and a white charcoals in here, if we do any kind of pencil comparison next week. Why is that not fitting in there? Hang on, guys. It's hung up on something. One of the rubber bands or something. There we go. So I'll do a test on that. And again, here's all the kinds of white pens. Trust me when I say I've tried every kind of white pen ever made. And not just every kind. Where's my... But multiple times. These are my all my different attempts at the Signo Uniball. And don't get me wrong, they all worked for a while, and a couple of them have probably even run out. But the Signo White, I have moved on from all white gel pens to my Posca. Nothing is better than the Posca. Now, granted, you can't get the exact fine line as this, but even the Jelly Roll I found, the Jelly Roll pen, seems to be working better than these Signos. And it used to be back in the scrapbook day that you had to get the Signo from Japan and it had the yellow Japanese writing on it. Otherwise, it wasn't as good, so they said. So I've got probably half of these have the yellow the yellow Japanese writing on them, and because we were all about trying to find the best white gel pen back then. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm probably talking really loud into the camera. So anyway, yeah, lots of white pens here. And I have tried every kind of white pen. I have not found anything that works better than the white Posca. I just ordered 3 more from Jet Pens because I go through these quite quickly. Terry, nothing beats the white Posca to you as well. Yeah. Now, I got to say, I have not tried any of the other colors. I've just not found the need for the color acrylic pens. And again, this is the fine tip one. And it might even be a little mashed down because this is an older one. I've had it for, like I said, I just ordered 3 more. But, so Jean has, I think, a full set of the fine tip and the medium tip, or I don't know what it's called. But, so Jean has a lot of the colors, and she uses them in her art journal all the time because they go over paint. I don't know I wouldn't just be scribbling away on, with them over acrylic paint. That's just me, but I don't think Jean's had any problems at all using her Posca colors over acrylic paint. And Jean says she loves her white Posca, but she loves her white pen as well. So, okay, so let me just show you a few of the white pens I've tried. Okay, this came off of one of these pens here. Okay, I'll find it in a minute. Got a pen cap. So these are some of the white pens and white items I've tried, other than white inks. Let me show you real quick. I'm gonna move the camera. I'm gonna give you a little warning. I know there's a lag, but I am gonna move the camera to show you my inks that I'm not going to show you today. I'm not gonna go through all my inks today, but I will show you. I'm gonna move the camera, so that's why I'm kind of talking a little bit longer, so just so you know of the because I'm getting ready to move the camera. Oh wait, there's even more down there. Oh, here's some more of my Bics. Oh look, more of my crystal Bics. That needs to go in the other tote. Those and these. Paula made me buy these. I'm telling you, Paula was the first one that made me buy the. Paula was the one that made me buy. No, that's okay. The other ones are up there. She's the one that made me buy the thick Bics, the Biros, the wide ones. She's the one that made me. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera just up here to show you. Up here on the top shelf, I keep them up here because I don't use them that often. But up here are all my inks. So, because, you know, I used to do calligraphy professionally, so I have a lot of ink. But, and then down here I have spray inks and other you know, things. So anyway, I'm not going to go through all the inks, but I do have a lot of white inks as well, because I'm going to show you all the other things that I've tried with white pens. So I've tried the Elmer's Painter's Pen. I'm not going to do any kind of reviews right now. If we do any demos, we'll do that next week, because we're going to be here all night if not. The Bic Whiteout. The Staedtler Correction Pen. Anything that we could use for white. The Sharpie Poster Paint Pen. The Sharpie Mean Streak Permanent Marking Stick. Oh, this is just an old color pencil blender that I never use blenders, but somehow I have that in the white pens. A twistable white crayon. Another Bic Whiteout. Another Elmer's Painter. The Deco Fabric white paint pen. These are what I used to use all the time before there was anything else, before there were Sharpies, poster paints or anything. These are the Sakura Pen Touch whites. Of course, this one's I'm sure all dried out by now, but I used to use these all the time. And then the white Sharpie Rub-a-Dub laundry marker. I mean, we tried everything to get a good white. Okay, and then here's a bunch more Signos. Other than these, all of these. Trust me when I say I've been through the white pen hoarding stage, or whatever you want to call it. So all these are the Pentel ones. These are some Pentel and the white Signos. The Jelly Roll, I really found the Jelly Roll to be fine. Just fine. Count my acrylic paints. Oh, these aren't all the paints I have right here. These are just the ones on my desk. I'll see if we can get over to the cart here in a little bit. But anyway, okay. So there's all those white. Again, I don't even know how many of these work still. But if we go through any of these next week, I will be throwing away anything that doesn't work. So we won't be, oh, did I go through those? Yeah, that's the white pencils. All right, so let's see if I can squeeze these in here somewhere. Okay, now let me get out my Jelly Rolls. Okay. All right, so then I have the 3 sets of different kinds of the Jelly Rolls. Now, I don't know that they're complete sets. I don't know, since these are I've had forever, since they first came out. Okay, scrapbooking days. Paula probably knows how old these are better than I do. But I have the set of the glitter ones, and these are called the Jelly Roll. I got one that's on the Jelly Roll, just the Jelly Roll. But they have the glitter tops. I'm not sure why, because these are not the glitter ones. But maybe they just have the glitter tops to just distinguish them at the time from the other kind of Jelly Rolls. So I have those. Then I have the glaze. And I never really cared for the glaze or the soufflés, because the soufflés are supposed to be raised. I just didn't find that happening. So if you like things on black paper, then, you know, these kind of different, the glaze, I'm not sure which one it is. One of these works really well on black paper. But I got the glaze and the soufflé. The white pen. And then I have a cap here that I have no idea what that cap goes to. I don't have a loose pin here. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay. So these what are these Jelly Rolls then? Hang on. These Jelly Rolls are the, these are the newer ones, I think. They're just plain Jelly Roll. Yeah, I guess these are just Jelly Roll. Okay, why did that cat not want to stay on? Maybe they're the pastel. I don't remember. The brights or something. Anyway, so these Jelly Rolls, I have these as well. They have the nice bright colors. These are not as old as the other ones. And again, we'll do some demos with these next week. But I just want to kind of go through them so I don't have to do that. And this one pen lid, just does not want to clamp down. Lock on there. Lock on there, baby. Lock on there. Okay. So then I just have a few Sharpies. No, these aren't the Sharpies. Okay, these are my Papermate Ink Joys. So I have a few Ink Joys. I love pens, guys. This is nothing. This is nothing for as far as pens go. I'm just showing you what I keep on my desk. These are just the ones I keep on my desk in the tote. So these are the Ink Joys. Again, we'll do some demos of them next week. If y'all are interested in that, leave me a comment, or y'all can tell me here. Okay, so then I have random little, I even have a flashlight in here. I have a little pen light in there. I have the flags, the flag pens. Then I just have some random pens in here that write different colors. Here's a set of Signo, what are these? I don't know. They're Signo, Uniball Signo pens in bright colors. These are the bright colors. So I have those. And then I have quite a few little black, like I have the black Twistable, a black regular Sharpie, the fat Sharpie, the Sharpie pen. So just some black pens right there. And then down here, I have a couple of pencils. And then these again are just probably some random pens. They're probably just all random. I don't even know. This is a Staple Strata, and the big Biro. Some other old Jelly Roll type pens. These again are just different color ballpoint pens. So just all kinds of ballpoint pens on this side. And then over here on this side, I just have few Slick Sticks and a couple of the Faber-Castell, what do you call them? What are these called again? I keep wanting to say lip gloss. The light when she crawls inside there and gets lost. Oh my gosh, Terry, so good. Terry said my flashlight. Let's see if it still works. Yep, it still works. Terry said that's for my flashlight when I crawl in there and get lost. Good one, Terry. What are these called? The Faber-Castell. What are these called? Good grief. These things. I have a small set of these. The... you girls. That's a good one. That was a good one. You think it's fun, Busy Jill? Good. Yeah, what are these things called? I'm getting, these are called the Twistable Slick Sticks. And again, Paula got me on these. See, y'all say, Paula's the one that got me on a lot of this stuff, guys. Like these Twistable Slick Sticks, all on Paula. Gelatos, thank you. Same for the gelatos, Paula. Although I don't know that she, collect these up anymore or whatever. I think these kind of dried out on her. Am I right, Paula? She said if you don't use it, you lose it because these dry up. I only have a small set. I have a set of, I don't know, I think I have 10 or something colors. And then, but I do have the Twistables. These are they're like the gelato-ish in the kids section. And I think they still sell them, don't they, Paula? Who, me? Yeah, Paula, who, me? So that's all that's in this tote. So again, let's see if I can pick this up here and show you. So this just kind of sits here. And then this tote just goes on top of that. And then this little bag of markers I use all the time just sits up on top of that. Okay? And then these pens don't even sit over here on this desk. Okay, so then let me kind of come around here to show you some pencil cases. Again, I do have the Inktense, the 72 colors. And these are my current usable favorite things in color books. Again, I would not have bought these. Eileen gifted these to me. They're the Zig Kuretake Clean Color Real Brush Watercolor Markers. This is not like water-based kids markers. This is real watercolor in a brush. It's a real brush tip right there. It's a real brush tip. And they're not cheap. They're not kids markers, okay? This is like using a watercolor in a brush marker. So she sent me the set. I think it's 30 I think is how many are in here. So I keep them in my little porcelain watercolor tray. And I also I have a lot of these laying around. I use it to blend, to put some, like if you want to just get a little bit, you can just put some in there like that. And so you can see how vibrant they are. And then you can take your watercolor brushes and pick it up and water it down. So it's just like using watercolor. Just like, because it is watercolor. It's not kids' Crayola toys. These are professional grade watercolors. For sure wasn't me about the gelatos. Oh, okay, I won't repeat that, Paula. I thought you had some and they dried up, but I could be confusing you with somebody else. So these, and my Neocolor 2 water-soluble crayons are my water. These are the stacks up on my shelf. All my watercolor mediums, along with I've been using this lately in my color books. It's the little Koi watercolor set. I've had it forever, and I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. It comes with a little tray that stacks, and I just kind of stack it out like this, so I have lots of room to play. So I've been using this a lot in my color booking lately, especially in the Rainforest Island one. So that sits up there as my watercolor station. I'm one that believes in how to keep organized is like with like. Pencils with pencils, paints with paints, watercolor stuff with watercolor. You know, my inks on the ink shelf, my paint, you know, everything is by like with like. That's how I stay organized, but that's just the way my mind works. Everybody has different ways of organizing that works for them. I also have to be able to see everything. I do have drawers, plastic drawers that hold my napkins, my decorative napkins and chipboard and, you know, things like that I know are in the drawers. It's not something that I have to see to know that it's in the drawer. But for the most part, I have to see my supplies or I don't use my supplies. But that's just me. So that's why my art room is pretty much all floor-to-ceiling shelves. And that would bother a lot of people. Some people can't stand to see all their supplies out in the open because it's like too many choices and it confuses them. And if they had to look at like all this, you know, it would be like, oh my gosh, I can't stand to look at that all day. It just, you know, and so I understand there's no right or wrong way to organize your supplies. It has to work for you. And I have found what doesn't work for me is having things behind doors, in drawers. I don't know what's in there. Supplies tucked away. Tucked away doesn't work for me. Even my portfolios. Hang on, guys. I'm going to move you. Even my portfolios and sketchbooks, even though they're under the table, I know exactly where they all are. So here's all my portfolios and sketchbooks. Art journals are over here. There's all my art journals. I know where everything is, and it's all out in the open. But that does bother a lot of people. They can't organize that way. So it just has to be what works for you. Okay, so now the next thing of how I organize. Oh, one other thing here. And yes, I'm a little bit of a hoarder in this. And that is my barrel Prismacolors and Sanfords. Paula gifted me some. Galeno gifted me some. These are, I'm going to just sit here and pet them. I will use them. Trust me, I will use them. But these are the Sanford and the Old Barrel Prismacolors. And there's just, I mean, yeah. So they're all bundled by color again, but they're protected in its own little case. Your problem is that your mind won't work. Terry. Terry trouble. That is just not true. Paul's twistables dried up and shrank. Okay, that's what I'm remembering. Yeah, Jean. Yeah. So these Paula sent me some, Galena gave me some. And so yeah, and I do love them. I truly do. As you can tell, they have their own little home. Their own little home. And I told you guys that when I got some new Prismacolors, a new set a few years ago, I said, well, I'm going to give Cam all my nubs. Now I still keep my nubs because I just like the way they look. I moved them though into a peanut jar, so all my nubs, I still keep my nubs. But I gave probably a jar this big, a jar this full of barrel Prismacolor nubs to Cam. And his eyes glazed over. He got a little teary. He hugged them, ran into his room, and I've never seen them since. He's got them hoarded away somewhere. He hoards his Prismacolor barrel, Prismacolor little nubs. Oh, you found some? Well, if you're not using them, I'll take all the barrel and samples anybody wants to send me. Now, granted, guys, you can buy them on eBay. You can buy them on eBay, and if I really, really wanted to, I could go on eBay and buy me some original old barrel, unopened sets, but I haven't done that. So anyway, those just set right there on the side, okay? Okay, so now let me show you some of the pencil cases that I have. Now, right here in front of me, I do have a few things. I did show y'all earlier that I bought three new water brushes, so they just happen to be sitting. They just happen to be sitting right here because they're new. I just got them, so I'm just kind of petting them and playing with them. And there's the three sizes. There's the large one. They come in a set. The medium one, and I think if you buy the single one, the Pentel single one, it's this size. And then I bought the 3 set, and it also comes with the fine. And again, I bought these because I'm using them so much in my color booking. I have 3 of the medium ones still around here somewhere that I still use too, but they were getting a little scruffy because I use them so much. So I used a 40% off coupon and bought a set of 3 at Hobby Lobby. I also always keep a Posca right in front of me. I always keep a Dixon Ticonderoga black right in front of me. Not that I use a pencil. I use the black erasers. And I just buy them just for the erasers. I keep a black Sharpie because I'm always writing notes to you guys. I have a Uniball ballpoint pen, a Sharpie pen, and my Graphic Gear pencil 07 blue lead. That it's just a technical pencil, and I put blue lead in it. So, and it just snaps, the cap will snap the lid back, and then you push the back, and it's got a eraser in there, and I just use the 07 because it's a little thicker. I was using just my Prismacolor blue Prismacolor and the Colorase to sketch, but I just wanted a technical pencil, so I got this one because I saw someone recommend it. So I bought this at Jet Pens. So yeah, so these sit all the time right here, along with some notes. My pencil sharpeners are in this little thing here. And then my sherry card that I always use to focus. And then I have this little pen case. Are y'all still hanging in with me? So in this little pencil case, again, these are some things I use all the time. So this sits right here as well. And I got this at Blick. It was like $5 or something. You can get this exact same little recycled pen case. I liked it because it had the big wide zipper and it was bright. I got it at Blick, but you can get it also at Jet Pens too. Okay, so some of the pens I have in here are my big Faber-Castell big Brad Pitt, as we call it, the Brad Pitt brush pen, an orange Sharpie, because when I do my birthday list for the month or the 2-3 weeks ahead of time, as I send out the cards, I check them off in orange so I don't forget that, that tells me that that birthday card's been sent out. These are my personal favorite regular drawing pencils. I've been using the blue a lot. But if I had to pick one sketching pencil personally, now I can't sketch with these on camera because it obviously will not show. It's a number 2 pencil. It's a technical pencil. It just has the roll. You just twist the tip to get the lead to come out, and they're disposable. So once you use all the lead in these, they're just the Papermate Sharp Writer number 2 technical pencil. So once they run out, you just throw them away. And you can get a pack of 10 for, they've gone up in price. I mean, I used to be able to get them for like $2 for 10. I think it's now probably $6 for 10. But I always buy the white, these white rubber erasers. I never use red rubber erasers, never. I've accidentally used them, and the Col-Erase has them. If I'm using a Col-Erase pencil, I will use them just for that. Only if I forget to pick up my Ticonderoga with the black. I just found that red rubber erasers can smear pencil. I just don't like them. I do not like red rubber erasers, and that includes these. So I always just buy the white plastic things you can see here. I have tons of them. Even my white, this is a kind of, that's my favorite kind of erasers, other than the black on the Ticonderoga. I don't know if this is interesting, Danny. I'm just talking about each supply as I pick it up. So these are my favorite, just personal. I love sketching with these or drawing with them because it's so tiny. So just a number 2 pencil. But I've been just so loving drawing with the blue Prismacolor that I said, well, I love it because it's a color, but I wanted something thinner, but not too thin. I didn't want like an 05 where this would probably be considered maybe, I don't know if that would be an 05 or an 07. It doesn't really say. It's just number 2. So I'm not sure what lead size that is, but I like it a little bit thicker. Let me see if I can pop that out a little bit. So that's the thickness of a 07. And, but anyway. Hey, Terry L., anybody else popping in? Again, I can't see the names right now. I have to toggle the names because chat's been a booger bear today. Okay, so then the Faber-Castell pits, I have a bunch of this is the brush pen one. And again, I like this for just coloring around in the color books, around the edges when I can't get a close-up or a tiny little area of black. I like this. Again, I have quite a few different, the Signo Uniball, what do you call them? Ballpoint, well, I think they're gel pens, technically. Clickables, but I have a purple, a red, a black, 2 blacks, a green. I think that's the whole set. So I use these for just like it's kind of like a ballpoint pen feel, but a little bit smoother because it's gel. So those go in here. I keep those handy, but not like out on my desk. Okay, same thing for an extra blue pencil and the Pitt brush pen, the big Pitt marker, my orange Sharpie, and I always keep a black, a white pencil in every case. Every pencil case should have, unless I've pulled them out because I couldn't find a white or something, a black and a white Prismacolor in every pencil case. Then I have my my brush pen that I ordered from, this is a refillable brush pen that I ordered from Jet Pens, and I plan on using it more during the my Inktober drawings, which I already have planned out. I kind of did a little show of what I plan on doing on Inktober in between the shows here, but these come with the refill, the little cartridges to refill. I can't really tell you what it is. It's the Pentel, I think it's just a Pentel brush pen. So it's a Pentel brush pen. Okay, and you'll see me using it during Inktober. Now, when I do, I will show you some black ink in a second. When I do inking with like large areas, I don't color in like with this brush pen. I won't. I'll use a pen and a dip, a brush and an ink. So I'll show you the inks I use for black ink here in a minute. So let's go ahead and finish with the pencil cases. Then I have some Cola Race. I have some. I don't buy these for. I don't buy these for coloring and an extra blue because, like I said, I use them blue a lot. I don't use these for coloring. I just use them for sketching. So I have the light blue, the dark blue, the indigo blue, the black, the terracotta, the red. What color red is it? Carmine red, and that's indigo blue. So for sketching, it's kind of like, it's a little bit softer than a Verithin I found, but they're not really made for coloring. They're more for sketching. And then again, I have another, the Caran d'Ache Pablo white, because I do have this one because, what do you call it? Kathy recommended it, and I do say it is good. I'm just used to using my Prismacolor. Okay, but if I had to recommend the Pablo or the Prismacolor for white, you just can't beat those two. And no matter, I mean, even Luminance, the white in the Pablo and the white in the Prismacolor are the best white pencils. Oh, you're taking notes? Oh, Busy. Busy, email me. I'm going to send you a special art card. Email me. You have my email. Busy gets an art card because she's taking notes. And then another just Bic Biro, crystal Bic pen, just regular old ballpoint pen. So that just sits right over here, right there by my paints, and then I got a little tray here of just random stuff and all that there under, because see, Lappy sits up on a pantry rack. So when y'all saw me get the coffee spill on Lappy, what happened was my coffee spilled and splashed up under. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to go there. Let's just pretend that never happened. Okay, so now another few pencil cases. We can never have enough pencil cases. So I have this one, was my favorite one for the longest time, and it still sort of is my favorite one. I bought this from Mistel years ago, and this is a handmade pencil case from Mistel. It actually has, let me just dump it out. It actually has her little tag on it right there, and it's hand sewn and handmade by Mistel. She hand painted the fabrics, and it's pretty worn now, guys, because seriously, I use this baby. Look, it's got all kinds of ink in there. I use this thing to death. So I love it though. I love Mistel. I love Mistel. But anyway, so this, and what I like about it sits. Look, it just sits. Other pencil cases like this, it's not. It's kind of like a handbag. I've still yet to find the perfect handbag that doesn't do this. I'm looking for that perfect handbag that does this. Just behaves itself. You're going to keep Hobby knows. Hobby knows, okay. Okay, so in here, again, this is a lot of the same stuff, just a lot more duplicates. I hope I'm doing camera operations okay. These are pretty much, any metal pencil sharpener. I love this one, which I have multiples of. I probably have 10 of these laying around somewhere. They're just the little cheap metal ones. I think you get them with the General sets or Michaels. Anyway, they're just the little metal ones, and I think you can change those blades out. I've never gone to the trouble because they're like 50 cents. I just buy a new one, but yeah, I think you can get a little wrench in there and change the blades. I probably have some blades lying around here somewhere. Never have changed the blade the first time, never. But I have a couple of those, and I love the little gold bullet ones. Brass, I guess you say. They're brass. I get these at, you can get these, used to get them at Michael's. I'm not sure you can still get these at Michael's. You can still get them at Blick. I think they're just called brass bullet sharpener, and they're real weighty. I like it because it's weighty in your hand. I just like the feel of it. That, and then the Coombe wood cutter. It's called the Coombe wood cutter. It's got the two sizes in there. Those are my three go-to. Trust me, I have tried every single pencil. I mean, I can probably pull out here somewhere 30 pencil sharpeners right at my fingertips. These are the three I have used the most. I don't use electric sharpeners at all. No, no electric sharpeners. So this just sits right here on my desk all the time. Little bits of those triangle white plastic. These right here. So this is probably the newest one I have. You can get these. They're general triangle pencil sharpeners. I mean erasers, and they do break pretty easy after you've used them quite a bit. They'll start, falling apart, but they still work. I mean, they still work. So. Okay, then another blue sketching pencil. Tons of Ticonderogas. If you notice, not one single Ticonderoga has ever been used most of them are not even sharpened. But the let's see, where's the other one? I got two or three here. It's for the erasers that I stock up on Ticonderogas at the beginning of every school year for the erasers. Okay, I have some more of my Papermate. Let's see here. Let me kind of turn this way because I think the focus is better. The Papermates with my own erasers on them. Just a blue pen. Another one of these. You never can have too many. All right, so these are the woodless graphite I was telling you about that for camera. Now these are good to take to the museum. Or if you're out sketching, because you can do quick sketches wide. You can get a wide, quick sketch with these, sideways. But it is graphite, and it will smear really bad. Okay. But if you're out sketching quick, you get a nice, good angle on the side. And I just love woodless graphite. I like these. So if I'm out doing any kind of sketching in public, this is what I trained Cameron to use when he sketched in public for the first time. That was these. Another Ticonderoga, another bit of blue Prismacolor. You found a great pencil sharpener actually in the school section of Walmart. It was $4, has a two-hole sizes and metal, but without the plastic reservoir, and ooh, does it ever make nice points. My birthday's in February, Jean. Okay, so then a couple more. These are the staple brands, I think. They're not as good as the Uniball, the Signo Uniball, but they're just a couple of ballpoint pens, like sketching with pen. I don't mind drawing with pen. I really, to tell you the truth, I really prefer drawing with something like, a blue or, the blue, because, and I don't rarely erase. I mean, when I'm doing those sketches that I showed you a little while ago for my Inktober, I did a little erasing. I'm not opposed to erasing. But I find that, I think Danny Gregory, I've read all his books and, did all his workbooks and stuff. He makes you draw with a pen. Not that you have to. Don't email me. Oh my gosh, I can't draw without erasing. Okay, that's fine. Okay, then so this is where I store, I have 3 or 4 different, these Prismacolor colorless blenders. I never use these, but I have them. So they just kind of sit in there because I never use colorless blenders. I blend everything is that another one? Oh no, this is a Prismacolor watercolor pencil. Oh, this is one that cracked, so I think I pulled it out because it was a Prismacolor fail. It's cracked all the way down. Let's see, what else do I have in here? I have, of course, Prismacolor black, Prismacolor white. Every pencil case has to have a black and white. I have a couple of all right, so here's my favorite thing about the Inktense. The Inktense, these are my favorite in the Inktense because they're ink, right? They're ink and a pencil. Oh, wait. We're supposed to sharpen pencils? I thought we were just to buy more sharpened ones. Eileen! Eileen, we love you, Eileen. These are my favorite Inktense, okay? the Payne's Gray. Again, they're water-soluble ink. The Payne's Gray, the Ink Black, it's called Ink Black, and is that called Bark? I think it's brown, whatever. It's called Bark, I think. So these are my favorite ink tints because it's like sketching with ink. And then you can water it and it's like ink. So I keep those here in my to-go pencil case. Some other things here, another black. So y'all always say, you need a new white pencil. They're just all stuck everywhere. They're just stuck everywhere in my pencil cases. They're all over the place, trust me. And if I ever go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and I don't know what to buy, I will pick up a black and white pencil. That's just my go-to thing. I have to have my black, white, and actually I could, up until I got my the graph gear, I was using these like crazy too, the blue Prismacolor. Okay, another a little bit of a half of a woodless graphite. This is a Verithin, I think. This is indigo blue Verithin. Another black Premier. This is the the Stabilo All pencil. The Stabilo All pencil in blue. Then I have a few, and I don't know why these are in here, except that I'm thinking maybe I used them. They really don't need to go in here. I need to just pull these out. I don't know why they're in here, but they're the Derwent Color Soft. I have a handful of browns that I probably picked up for some flesh tones or something. So I just have a few Color Soft in the browns. Let me put a rubber band around these, and if we talk about pencils next week, let's see, I've got to find a rubber band. We'll talk about those. I'll put them in my pencil case over here with the pencils. It goes up there, the pencils. All right. So that's just in this little case here. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're okay. So again, this is my little Mistel bag. And if I ever just want to take just one little pencil case, I'll empty all this out and throw anything in here I want and carry this. This is my like little go-to pencil case, which is, I got more in there than I normally have if I go anywhere. Okay. Then I have this hot dog one. And again, I got it just because it was cute. I loved it. It was just so stinking cute. It's like, 14, 16 inches. I don't know. And these are really cheap at Blick. It's the same cases like these that you can get. I think you can get them at Hobby Lobby now too. But I got all mine at Blick. I just like them. They're sturdy. They're recycled. They have good zippers on them. And they're plastic and they're real sturdy. I love these things. If I could recommend one pencil case, it would probably be this one. It's the same stuff that this is made out of. And now you can get them in different colors, I think. I just like black. But I love it. And they come in a bigger size. I have probably 5 of these. I've given, I don't know how many to Cameron. But I love these. And you can get them at Hobby Lobby and Blick. I don't know if they're the same brand or not. But they're just really awesome. Awesome pencil cases. Yeah. So in here, I try to keep my specialty pens like my Jelly Roll Star Gels. I have about 4 or 5 of the Star Gels, and they are the sparkliest pen you will ever write with. They are light in a pen. Nothing, well, now I can't say nothing because I haven't tried those, what's that other one that kind of reminds you of a makeup thing? I don't know. There's some other kind of a glittery pen thing out now that I've not tried. But these Star Gels, and you can tell what they are because they have a little star, a shooting star. Is it on the cap? Somewhere on them they have a little shooting star. So I think I have a pink, a blue, a silver, a gold, and a clear. And again, it's kind of like the stickles. If you get any one, get the clear, because then you can go over anything. Show that jet pen mechanical pencil. Yes, 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 yes. It's a graph gear. This is the '07. I think the '05. You go on Amazon and they'll show you like real close-ups of them and twist them and show you all about them. This is the '07. I think the '05 has gray. It's like a rubbery thing sticking up there so that when you hold it, you feel those little rubber gripper things. It feels really good in your hand. It's weighty. And then you have your, um, this is the '07 blue lead. And then, and you click it and the tip goes back up in the barrel. So then you click it down again, and there's your pencil. And then you can just click the little latch thing here, the little clip, and click it, and it goes back in. So, and you have to, of course, order the lead. You have regular lead. That's just blue lead. It just saves me from using the blue Prismacolor. So. I also have another one I got from Jet Pens that I have. Where did I put it? No, it's sitting here somewhere. It might be in here. I have another mechanical pencil. The red and blue one has blue lead on one side, red on the other, and it looks vintage. And I just had it sitting here. What did I do with it? It's probably in my big pencil cases. I haven't got to the big pencil cases yet. Okay. So we're already at an hour. Okay, I've got to get crack-a-lacking. So anyway, I've got all kinds of brush pens, and I have my silver and gold Pentel. These are the best silver and gold pens I have found. And they come in a 2-pack. I got them at Hobby Lobby. There's a gold and a silver in a pack. And it's only like $4 for the set. These Pentel Sunburst metallics, and they come with a set, gold and silver. The Pentel Sunburst used to make a white pen, and they don't make them anymore. And I went to, now maybe you can find them online somewhere if you really dig or something. But anyway, Staples was selling the white ones, Sunburst, Pentel Sunburst. They work like a charm. They work better than the Uniball Signo. So I bought a few, used them, went back, and they said, oh, that was just a promotional item. We don't sell them. I said, well, I'll just go ahead and order them through your catalog, order them online. No, he goes, no, you don't understand. We don't sell them anymore. And I don't know if I've told y'all that Bill Cosby, back in the 60s, he had a record album out. I know I've told y'all the story. But anyway, there's a story about Bill Cosby having, well, I won't get into the whole story because I've told it so many times y'all probably get sick of hearing it. But anyway, he asked a friend, a school teacher, because he used to be a school teacher. Bill Cosby did, a gym teacher when he started out before he was a comedian. And so he had a toothache, and before he could get the dentist, he asked one of his teacher friends, I need something for the pain until I can get to the dentist. She goes, well, I got it, it's Midol. If y'all older ones know what Midol, I don't even know if they make Midol anymore. But anyway, and so he says, well, is that safe for me to take? And she goes, yeah, it's safe. So he said, I took one, and the pain went away. So he said, and then later on in the day, the pain came back. And he went back to her and said, I need some more of that Midol. And she goes, well, I don't have any more. He goes, what are you, some kind of junkie dealer? That's what I felt like when when Staples told me they no longer made the white Starburst pen. I said, what are you, some kind of junkie dealer? You get us hooked on these pens and you quit selling them? How can you even do that? Anyway, there's my pen story. I do have one Posca that's still unwrapped, and I got more on the way. Another Sunburst. This is the one. Here, look. Take a look at it because I can't find them anymore. There's what the Pentel Sunburst looks like. And so just some random pencils and pens. Here's this is an awesome pencil for any kind of mixed media. It's the Kimberly X9 XXB. And I found this through Mistel. You can buy them in Michael's and Hobby Lobby. They are the darkest, blackest lead you can buy that I know of without going into charcoal. It's X9 XXB. Now remember, you can get HB, 3B, 6B. Well, I don't know about 3. 6B. This is 9XX, and it's big, and nothing writes this dark. I mean, look at that, guys. Look how black that is. It's like black paint. It's like black paint. This is the best. If you like mixed media and smearing, and you can even, I think, get it wet a little bit. I mean, this is just the awesomest. This is like Mistel's well, used to be. I haven't seen her do mixed media for a while or videos or anything, but this used to be Mistel's go-to pencil. The 9XXB. And look, I mean, it's just like paint in a pencil. Paint in a pencil, people. But it is graphite. It will smear. Okay, so, yeah. Another Sharpie pen. Okay, I got to get crack-a-lackin'. So, anyway, I love this case. And it sits over here with just extra things in it. So, again, I have this pull-out tray, right? So, in the tray, I have another little tray of pencils. I have extras of all my... you know, these my little Papermate technical pencils, and there's probably a stack of black Ticonderogas in here, and just some random Sharpies and just stuff that I use occasionally. Pink Sharpie, red pen. So this little tray sits in the big tray, and then in this tray I also have my Sharpie. These are what I like to write with. If I write with a pen, oh, I have that on there for a reason because that's purple. I got to keep a piece of washi tape on that because that pen is purple and I get it mixed up with the black one. So I have a piece of purple washi tape on there. But these are the color pens, the color Sharpie pens. They're not markers. They're Sharpie, and it says right on there, pen. Don't confuse them with the markers. Okay? You can use these on a color book, most color book pages, without it going through. Okay, the Sharpie pens, but they're not cheap either. I use them for writing. These are my writing, like if I'm annotating a book or writing, this is what I use to write with, these. I always have my big horsehair draftsman pencil flicking, shaving pencil, you know, shavings. I've had this for, I think Hubster got this for me when we lived in Alaska. So this is at least 33 years. This is at least 33 years old right here. I have extras ones of these that been using a lot again, you know, those. Okay, then I have a little tray of, oh yes, more pencil sharpeners and bits of erasers. More pencil sharpeners, pencil sharp, some wax to wax your threads. More. These are the refills for my little electric. Another sharpener, and then erasers, including the little battery one I was gifted. And these are the refills for that. Erasers. Yes. Oh. Here's some more eraser refills. All white rubber erasers. That's my go-to. My go-to. Okay, you know what I'm going to do real quick since y'all are all here? I just saw this in here. We're going to do how am I going to, I was going to say I'm going to do a giveaway, but I can't see chat. I don't even know if I have any mods here. Okay, next week when we do a pencil pen talk, I'm going to give away one of the general XXB. I think this is an XXB. Is this an XXB? Can't see it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'll give away one of these next week. Unopened. Give away one of those. I'll leave it out so I remember. Okay. Okay, now. So let me go ahead. I'm going to move you guys over here real quick if I can. I won't be able to see chat, but I'm going to move you over here to my carts real quick before I do the rest of my pencil cases. So right around over here, okay, here are my carts. This is all stamps, foam stamps, all in there. And it might be a little hard to see because it's dark on this side of the room. Here's my paint cart. So these are all the rest of my paints that are not on my desk. Then in here are acrylic paints and that are in tubes. Say like these kind. I got rags on top of them. But these are all my acrylic paints. Then I got one with watercolors. I got one with oils. So these are other paints that are in tubes. Hope y'all can see. Hope y'all can see. Okay, then over here, these are all pen and pencil and pastel. So for instance, I'm not going to go through all these drawers because my camera won't reach. I don't really want to take them all out. But again, all kinds of, I'm never going to run out of black. These are all black pens. Well, I take that back. There might be the occasional red in there. But these are all pens. Let's see if I can still see. Then in here are pencils. Look, from Sharon L. She sent me some Ticonderoga, and I've already used half of them. So I got, you know, the graphite, water-soluble graphite, all kinds of pencil sets. A pencil drawer. Am I staying on camera, guys? These are the only Sharpies I have left that did not dry out. They're so old. And Cameron before he used Copics, used to use my Sharpies and my Bic Mark-a-Lots. And there's my Luminance box. I couldn't bear to get rid of my Luminance box. And paint pens, watercolors, pencils, charcoals. Anyway, and then that's my collage bin right there. That's all collage fodder, including that box right there. That's all collage fodder. So I won't go through my rest of my room right now. So hang on so you don't get dizzy here. Okay, so let me bring you back over to the desk. All right, so again, these are my go-to everyday pencils in here. Well, it's like 4 carts. It's 4 different carts. You know, I bought one at a time. When they go on sale for 50% off, I buy one, buy one, buy one. Anyway, so this is what I go to all the time for my color booking. And these are the rest of the sets that are not bundled up in here, you know. All right, so let me show you the rest of my pencil cases. All right, sip of water. All right. This is my favorite, all-time favorite pencil case. Hubster got this for me at Army Surplus online. I'm not sure what the case was supposed to be. It's got all these Velcro things on the outside, some kind of medical or, you know, some kind. So it's got all this like to attach to your belt or something, and all these little pockets on the outside. But oh yeah, it'll even close up this full. So on one side I have all black and white pencils. On the other side I have all black pens. So this is like my go-to pencil case of all time. So trust me, I have every kind. You have this one? Oh my gosh, I love this. And it will close up. I mean, and it's got the bungee things on the side. Anyway, so this has one of pretty much every black pen I have. There's a couple red ones in there. But look, it's got all kinds of pockets down inside. I got extra erasers and other things in there. And then on this side, again, guys, we'll go through the individual pencils later. I had charted these out at one time. So then here's all my black and white pencils, one of pretty much everything I have, and including some Conti crayons, black and white. They fit right in there too. So yeah, these are my go-to pencil case. That sits like right handy if I need a black pencil or a black pen. Rather than going and digging through all the drawers, this is where I have probably one of every pen and pencil. I did like you, the black one side, white on the other. Yeah, doesn't that work well, Terry? Where do you? No, it's at Army Surplus. I'm not sure if it's armysurplus.com. Just look up Army Surplus and you'll be able to find it. Again, I used to have a link to it. It's only like, well, let me put it this way. Years ago when he bought it for me, it was like $10. I'm not sure how much it is now, but it looks like this. So if you want to look for it, because I'm not sure exactly what the bag is used for, military-wise, right? You know, military-wise. But I will tell you, I do have this other one too that I think I bought it for a specific reason, and I'm not using it. I bought it at the sporting goods store, and I thought this would be really cool. Let me put these. Hang on on, guys. I thought these would be really cool. And it's, if you want a cheap, if you want a inexpensive pencil case, go to the fishing department of any sporting goods store. Okay, whatever sporting goods store you have. The fishing department. That's where I found this. Now, I haven't really used it, but I'm going to show it to you. It says tournament choice, and you know, you're going to have some kind of fishing brand or something on the cover, but like, you know, I don't care about that. You may find a pretty pink camouflage one, but you know, pretty much you're going to have your OD green or whatever. But this one, I love these kinds of clasps. You know, these are my favorite kind of clasps. But anyway, it not only has a pocket here in the front and a pocket here, but this is what I liked about it. Look, it has rings in the center, and all these bags came with, it's like baggies, Ziploc baggies, you just, you know, like that. But you could put every color, now, granted, I couldn't put every pencil I own in these, but you can put all your pencils in, like all your yellows, oranges, reds, pinks, purple, brown, flesh tones. See what I'm saying? You could put, and because they open on this end, you could just, you know, it's like a travel. I call it like a travel kit if you wanted to take pencils to travel with. And it's in the fishing section, yes. Now, here's what I didn't like about it. The rings are on there and everything. It has the rings. You can open those rings. You can buy more of these. You could use this for other supplies. You could use this for collage bits. If you don't have as many, you know, drawerfuls of collage, if you just have a little bit of collage. Here's what I don't like about it. It does not lie flat. The zipper does not allow you to open this flat. See, it doesn't lie flat. I'm almost tempted to cut that right there so that it'll lie flat. But that's the only drawback of this one. Now, again, there's probably other ones that lie flat. But I mean, again, it's made for fishing equipment. It's not made for art supplies, right? But the same thing goes if you buy like what's called the art bin, you know, the cases to put your art supplies in. They're fishing tackle boxes, guys. Go to the plastic tackle box area of your sporting goods stores, and like an art bin, you know, the fish, they look like a fishing tackle box, but they're called art bin at Michael's or Hub, wherever you, Blick, you know, wherever you buy those plastic, look like, you know, tackle boxes. And they could be $30 or more. And the art supply store, you go to Walmart or Target or any place they sell fishing gear. I go to, you know, we have Dick's Sporting Good, we have Academy, so we have different sporting goods stores here. What's the other one? Starts with a G. There's another one. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of sporting goods stores here. And you buy a tackle box, it's in the medical, you think it's the medical area that my black Army surplus bag, Terry, she thinks it's in the field medical bag. So anyway, but if you get a tackle box, you're going to get bigger space, as much, because you know those guys, they got those tackle boxes that could be as big as this table, and they're cheap. So look for tackle boxes if you want a box to keep your supplies in, if you travel or a student or anything like that. Tackle boxes, people, tackle boxes. And again, I love this, and I probably would not have bought it if I would have looked at it a little close, because this was only, I think this was $14. I think this was $14, maybe 12. I don't remember. And it will. If I didn't know it wasn't going to lie flat, that's the only disappointing part. But if I'm taking it to travel, and you can put different things in each bag, you know, and zip it, you know, lock it up, and then zip up the whole case. And it has a nice rubber handle, and I think, no, this one didn't. I thought this one might have a strap, but it just has the handle. And it's got a pocket on the back, another mesh pocket on the back. So it's a nice little bag for $12, you know. So there's that. Then the other two things that I'm going to show you real quick are how I keep my nice brushes. So, well, big brushes and nice brushes. So this has got pretty much, I just use this old copper hopper because it's big. For the larger brushes, long handled oil painting brushes, long handled brushes. Well, it's just a little bit of everything, but they're my long handle brushes that I really don't use because I'm not oil painting or really watercoloring except in a what do you call it, color books. So these are my long handle brushes in here, just because I don't use them that much, so I keep them in here. And then I have my nice expensive watercolor in here. I mean oil. So these are my oil painting brushes that are, sables and all that. So these are my nice badger hair sables, the more expensive brushes. These, I keep them in here just so I don't accidentally use them on my acrylics. My nice soft mop brush, my badger hairs. So these are all for oils, and I don't want them to be confused with my inexpensive acrylic brushes that I just, slop around in water. So, yeah. So, yeah. So I keep these like off the desk because I don't use them that much anymore anyway. And so finally, the last thing I'll show you are these pencil cases. So if y'all remember that Kelly gifted me a new set of Prismacolors. Well, she gifted me the cases to put them into. Now I think these are exact cases that Jean has. So what I do is I have 3 of them. 2 of them hold my Prismacolor, and the third one holds my other pens and pencils for travel. So these, I think, are the same ones that Jean has. They have double zippers, and the zippers, once you go all the way around, they snap shut. So the zippers go all the way around, snap shut. I keep them open because I use them, obviously. So in one, I have them separated out by, and each one is supposed to be, you can squeeze 3 pencils. I think they're supposed to hold 120. I forget now. Maybe Jean can remember. You can shove 3 in here, okay? If I have more than 2 in here, they're kind of still. I don't want to say it's a pain to take them in and out, but what I'll do is if I'm doing a portrait or whatever, I'll take out all the colors I'm using, use them, and put them back. Okay. Yeah. So these have double sides, Jean, in each. And I think they say you're supposed to put 3 in each. That would be really tight, though. So I have 2 in each. And I kind of laid them out. They're probably mixed up again. They're not exactly how they were laid out in the box. But anyway, so I have all my greens, blues, teals, and it goes on to the blues, some purple, reds, oranges, and yellows in this case. Okay. And then in this case, I have, let's get it upside down. I have the flesh tone. This is the ones I use all the time. The flesh tones, the peaches, the browns. So getting into the browns, the grays, the neutrals, all the grays, some purples, and pinks. So this is like my, I have it in the pink, and it's pink. It looks kind of orange on camera, but it's kind of a coral color. And this has got all my portrait, most of my portrait. Again, I'll still use blues and grays and stuff out of here, but mostly all my portrait pencils are in this one. So I have these 2 to keep all my new set of Prismacolors in. And then in this one, I put in pens and like just random pens, because I don't use Copics or anything like that, but I have a couple Copic grays, some multi-liners, some of the Faber-Castell, the small, medium, fine set of the Faber-Castell pens. And then these came in a manga set that I got off of Blick on sale about a year ago, I think. And it has the peach tones, and they're the Faber-Castell ones again. The brush pens like this. And this set, these you can get this in a full-on, I think, 72 colors. I just got the manga set because of the colors, the skin colors. And then I have two other brush pens that I got from Jet Pens. Then on this side, I have my Sharpies, another multi-liner, a thick Sharpie, some white gel pens, my silver and gold gel pen, all my blue, different kind of blue, what do you call it, leads for my pencils. This is the one that I told you that I got at Jet Pens too. It has blue on one side, red on the other. I got it because it looks so cool and vintagey. This is cream color. Just reminds me of the 50s. Has the old timey, pocket clip on there. And so it's got the blue and the red on the on either side, so that it comes with red and blue in it. Then I, of course, have to have my Dixon Ticonderoga for the eraser. And then this, I put my, this is the refills for my Pentel brush pen in there. And I did order some more of these too because I know I'll be using it a lot. I just got a little piece of washi tape to hold it shut. I bought some more of this because I know I'll be using more of the Jet Pen refills for this pen. Where is it? It's in this bag here. Here it is. My Pentel brush marker. This one. These are the refills. And if you go to Jet Pen to buy something, it will say this is the pen, this is the refill that you need, whatever. So now this right here, this would not fit in here, and I wanted this in here. So I cut, and it took a little doing because this was really sewn well. But I cut that extra seam right there. See how the little pockets? It had a pocket cut, another stitch right there. But I wanted this in here, and I couldn't get it in there, so I took my fine scissors and just worked it and worked and worked it till I got those stitches out so I can put my extra ink in there. So yeah, everybody's linking up things in the chat. So anyway, so this is just my, this is my sketching. This is my sketching, drawing pens and mostly pens. I have a couple pencils in there, but this is mostly my pen set, other than my leads and my refills, So those are my cases. And again, those cases sit right up here on the shelf right there. There's my baby wipes, and you saw all the other stuff. There's my washi tape, and then it starts getting up into my inks and all that up there. So yeah, I've done a room tour before. We probably need to do another one sometime. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you guys all my all the pens and markers and stuff that sit on my desk. And again, if y'all enjoy that, next week we'll maybe do some pencil and pen comparisons and testings. I do have a seam ripper somewhere, Terry. I don't sew. I don't even have a sewing machine. I don't sew at all. I can sew a button and a hem and, that kind of thing. And I used to do cross stitch, but I don't do, because I used to work for a cross stitch company, so I had to know how to cross stitch, but I don't sew. I used to embroider a little bit as a, teenager in the, 70s or whatever, but yeah. So anyway, to answer your question, I do have a seam ripper around here somewhere, Terry, but I don't know where. But yeah. So that's how I organize my pens, pencils, and paints, and pretty much everything in here is organized by thing. Paints with paints, pencils with pencils, pens with pens, markers with markers. That's just how I find things really easily. I am loving Trippy. Can you tell, Terry? I am. You ratted me out, girl. She said, yes, I love Trippy, who is my new tripod. And I'm just holding on to his little legs. I'm holding hands with Trippy, Terry. But anyway, yeah, so when I do when we do the next color book, which on Monday I'm going to do romantic country. So, and again, I'll adjust it so we're like right up on it. So see, here's one of Trippy's legs. There's one of Trippy's legs. Woohoo! Trippy, showing off your leg. So we're going to do romantic country. It's probably not focusing right now, guys, because I have to focus it for close-up work. But we're going to do romantic country. And if you didn't know, this Erie woman, Erie girl, I'm not, I don't really know her other than this book. She's written a couple, I think, but everything drawn in this book is drawn with a toothpick, all drawn with a toothpick. And I'll read her bio at the beginning of this book on Monday. So, but this is what we're going to work in on Monday. So for the person that on YouTube, who was it? It was, let me see, I had her name written down. Ghost Hunter Girl or Ghost Hunter Lover, something like that. Ghost Hunter Girl, I'm not sure. Anyway, she on YouTube requested that we color in this book. And again, what I want to try to do at least once a week, every other week, I want to ask anybody on YouTube, because you guys here on Ustream can talk to me all the time while we're streaming, right? You don't have you can talk to me all the time and ask me to do stuff all the time. But if you're on YouTube and if you want me to work at a book that I have or plan on getting, or want to see a supply or a tip or a trick or a technique that I can or know, if I don't know, I will tell you who to go to. If I know a person, like for instance, the Pablo pencils and the Luminance, Kathy Arbor on YouTube, check her out. Peruse the awesomeness that is Kathy Arbor for that. So if I don't know about it, I'll try to send you to somebody that does. So anyway, if you're on YouTube and watching our recordings over here from Ustream and you have something you want to see or talk about or want done, just leave me a comment. I do read my YouTube comments twice a day, every morning and every night. So I at least hit a like button if you've commented. I try to. Once in a while YouTube will mess up and the comments get kind of lost, but that doesn't happen very often. I try to at least hit the like button if you've commented. If you ask a question, I will definitely answer it as long as I see it. Again, sometimes a few comments get lost, but I do answer any questions you ask. So, yeah. So there we go, guys. And yes, I do love Trippy, even though it's kind of making he's not focusing right now because I don't have it set for, locked in there. But yeah. So anybody here have any questions before we go? Yeah, Jean, I have to put this goes in the book today. Orange sky at night, dragon's delight. Orange sky in morning, dragon take warning from the previous. That's got to go in the Wingnut book. So, and I got to show you this real quick because, grandmother's prerogative. I've found this. I had this forever. I don't even remember where I got it. I can't remember. Somebody gifted it to me or what. But it's the Tag Mag. What is it? Let me see again. Let me look inside. It's called Take a Peek at My, that's what it is. Tap at Mag. Take a peek at my adorable grandchildren. I had this in a bag, and I found it in a bag, and it's some old pictures of Cam and Boo and Logan. So, yeah. So let me show you. These are he was probably 12 here. He's 17 now. So, yeah. So some early pictures of Boo. Yeah, there's Cam. He was probably maybe 13 there. There they are on the beach. There's, that's Cam, but Boo and Cam both ride. They're at the beach there. So there's Denise and Cam and Boo. I think we're in Savannah. And then on the other side, these are even older. There's Cam at about 11 or 12. Boo was probably about 7. Logan was about 4. And then there's Boo and Cam. Yeah, I just had to show that off because it's sitting on my desk. Thanks, guys. But I love this little vintage, it's an actual vintage little, case. It's so cute. Tap at Mag. Take a peek at my adorable grandchildren. I know. Okay, guys. Well, I will let you go. I will see you. I probably won't be at Paula's, but I will always watch Paula early Sunday morning. And I will see you guys Monday on my regular 9 a.m. Eastern time on Ustream. And if you're watching the recording, feel free to come over to Ustream and hang out at the chat. It's free. You do have to watch ads during the show. Ads pop up during the show. we are not ad free. You can, you know, I know there's ad programs you can get to ad block and all that, but I don't ad block or anything like that, especially since I do YouTube and I want to support all the people that do record, you know, videos on YouTube. So, you know, I hope y'all will watch my ads too on YouTube. Isn't that terrible? Watch my ads on YouTube. Okay, guys. So I've had so much fun. I hope y'all enjoyed the full-on day Saturday, and I'll upload these to YouTube. It'll probably take me a little bit now because this is we've done hours of them. So yeah, see you on the tweets. Yeah. Okay, guys. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye bye. I don't know if it came with the roll, but you can buy this at Michael's too. If it didn't come with it, I think it's the same Artist Loft. It's the same Artist Loft brand of roll. If you have any questions, put it in caps. And if you're watching the recording, I'm just doing a little desk tour. Let's call it a desk tour because it's not just in my totes, but I don't know. Desk and tote tour? Okay. So anyway, so in this tote right, and in this little roll right here are Illuminants. These were gifted to me by Eileen, the Enabler Elf, and these are the only Illuminants I have. They're beautiful, lovely, wonderful pencils, but I don't have enough colors to like do portraiture with them, so I don't really use them a lot, but trust me, they're wonderful pencils, but they're not cheap. So if you do a lot of portrait work and stuff, they are kind of expensive, so just FYI. So that's why they are in the little roll-up tote, little roll-up thing here. Never, you have that one from Michael's and didn't come. Okay, so it doesn't come with it. Okay, so you buy this separately then. Okay, so and it has a little elastic around it. And thanks, Jean. So I guess this is separate, but I think I got this as an Artist Loft one too that I got at Michael's. Okay, all right, so first up in this tote, and I'm going to turn it on its side so you can see, as long as I don't be bumping into Trippy here and not have a big flash of light in your face. So what I have in here are my Prismacolor pencils that I use all the time, including these. Okay, so these right here are the pencils, and these are just in a silverware tray. So these are the pencils that I use every day for color booking. And I have them divided out by like neutrals, oranges and reds, pinks, purples, blues and greens, more neutrals over here. It's just a silverware tray. So these are, when you hear me rummaging around pencils, this is what you hear. However, those are just part of the pencils, but those are just the ones I use the most. But in the tote here, in the tote are the rest of my Prismacolors. And how I keep them is in bundles by color. If you have any questions, just ask, because I'm going to kind of just keep rolling along. So these are like my flesh tones and yellows. Okay. And then like here's light greens, dark greens and blues, light blues, grays, reds, oranges. Oh, so you can't really see. So I have all the pencils in bundles. Here's pinks, purples. So these are the rest of the sets that I have that are in the silverware tray here. But with this in here, I also have the bulk of my, these are just my Crayola markers. The Crayola bullet tip markers are underneath the pencil. So here's the pencils up here. I got some other ones over here on this side. I'm going to show you in a minute. But right here are all my Prismacolors, and then here are my Crayola markers, the Crayola bullet tip, you know, super tips. And then I have a new set of them in here. So these are the exact same things that are, as you can see. And again, I bundle all my pencils, markers, you know, everything up by color family like this, like the blues, the greens, the purples and pinks, the browns, and then the oranges and yellows, like that. So anyway, I do really like these. I like the colors that they have. They have cool colors, but they just feel a little scratchy. But maybe I'm just spoiled with the softness of the Prismacolor. I don't know. So that's all that I have in here. And again, my Prismacolors that I have like in these bundles here, they're part of the ones that I use every day here in the silverware drawer tray thing. So, and everything's real handy. I try to keep everything like within arm's reach so that I'm not digging around for things. So let me put these back in here. And I have these facing forward so I knew the difference. So those, the Derwents face forward, the Polychromos face that way. Same thing for the Prismacolor, and then the markers. So that's in this tote. This is in my like basic stuff. This is not anything really special other than my Varathins, my Vonnie Varathins. This is just all stuff that, you know, I'm constantly using all the time. Again, and these are another set. These bullet super tip Crayolas that you get, they're in the kids section of Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And they last a long, long time. They last a long time. But not only that, because of the tips, you can get fat, wide marks. You can get wide marks, and you can get all the way to a thin line like that. Now, these are water-based markers. They're not watercolor markers, which I'm going to show you my watercolor markers. The Kuretake Zig Real Brush Clean Color markers. They're real watercolors. These are just the kids' markers. Hey, Fee, good to see you. And so anyway, these are great for color books. This was what I was trying to get at. They're not going to blend like watercolor markers, like true watercolor markers. They're not going to blend like that, but they're great for just your color books. Okay, so that's what's in this tote, and then this just sits on top of it, on top of, oh yeah, let me put these back in here. I just have these in here because I know that they're in there. I usually have them on the side here. Hang on, guys. I usually don't take everything out at once. It's like this. So again, this tote has all kinds of pockets and everything. This one I don't, it's real like Jello-like. It's just a flexible bag, so I don't put anything in these pockets. This one just sits on top of here. But then these I can just carry from room to room. These are the newest ones, but I'll use whatever. I'll just pull from these, right? I'll just pull from them. And they're all bundled by rubber bands. So if I need a yellow, I can either pull it out one by one, or I can just pull out the whole bundle of yellows like that. Okay, and then just slide them back in. Except you want to make sure the lids stay on. Cap them well. So then I just can stick them back in like that. Okay, so then also in here, I have my Varathins. These are the old-timey Varathins from I don't know how long ago. Vonnie and I traded. She didn't use Varathins, and I didn't use oil pastels. So I sent her all my oil pastels, and she sent me all her old Varathins. And they're the old ones with the metal ends on them like this. So yeah, so these were all gifted to me by Vonnie. Well, traded, I should say. We did a trade. So I have all my Varathins, and I just put them in here by like the ends like this so I can see them, because then I know that those are all my Varathins. The other pencils that I have in here, I'm going to try to keep this where you can see it. Other than all my Prismacolors in here, I also have my Faber-Castell. They're not polychrome. Yeah, these are the polychromos. These are all the polychromos I have. Chromos, yeah. So these are the only colors. I have one set of those, like the basic colors. And I think I bought a few. I might have a black, white, and some grays in one of my pencil cases. But these are all the colors I have of the polychromos. Again, I love them, but they're kind of expensive. You know, it's harder to buy these in full sets because they're more expensive. Not that the Prismacolors are that cheap, but I'm so used to using Prismacolors from back when they were Barrel, Sanford, Premier. And so I'm just used to them. I'm used to the softness and blendability of the Prismacolor. So those are just my favorite ones to use. But, you know, it kind of depends on what you get used to. If you start out with polychromos and then you picked up some Prismacolors, you'd probably go, oh, no, I got to stick with the polychromos, you know. So it's just because for, you know, 30 whatever years I've been using Prismacolor that I'm just used to them. Let me take a sip of juice, guys. Okay. So I'm trying to reach out. It's kind of far away. So there's those. Then I also have in here, and I keep them all bundled up by bundles. I have a few of the Derwent Artist pencils. And again, I have them by bundle here. I think these are all the Derwent ones. Okay, so these are the Derwent Artist ones. Now, I've used these I used them for a while trying to really love them, but to me, they're kind of scratchy. Okay, they just feel, and certain colors are scratchier than others, but I do have a nice set of them. This tote, which is what I'm going to bring over here next. So this just sits on top of that one. So let me just slide this out of the way or put it on the floor for a minute. So I have some space to show you the next one. Okay. So I'm trying not to, you know. Okay, so in this tote, this is the tote that has a little bit of everything. Okay, it might take me a minute here. Let me get situated. Hang on, guys. Sorry, I'm not trying to get y'all dizzy or anything. So this is a scrapbook tote that I used to use a lot for when I'd go on scrapbook crops and retreats and things. This was the tote that I used all the time. I got it at Archiver some years ago, and they were like 40 bucks. Of course, I always use coupons and on everything. And so I got all kinds of little keychains and little lanyards and all kinds of things. I don't put anything much on this. I think I have let's see, I got a couple of markers in there. But I don't put anything on this side because I want it to lie flat on my table. If y'all have any questions, just ask, guys, because I got a lot of pencils and pens to show you. So anyway, that tote is happiness. Yes, it is. And so around the edges, I have things in the side pockets. This tote's very sturdy. It's like real thick cardboard. It's not flexible like the other one. It's got nice, sturdy, hard plastic pockets that divide it. And it's just a better quality, obviously. But, you know, it's just sitting here on my desk. So anyway, there's nothing in these pockets because I wanted to sit flat on my desk. But I do have things around all the sides, pens and markers and all kinds of things that I'll show you here in a second. Now, these are kind of like, I don't know how to explain, because I have kind of a weird way of how I keep all my pens and pencils and I have lots of little things like these that I have special things that I use for different things. So I'll show you my little pencil holders too in a little while, and I'll just keep going here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on its side. So in here, I'm not going to take out every single pencil, but I'll tell you by bundle, by bundle. So up here, first I have just a cheap set of gel pens. I think they're Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And again, I got these specifically just for color books, just for the tiny little areas, those little bitty things that you can't even get in with a pencil, where you really just need a pen to get in there, So that's just a cheap, I think this set right here was probably, $4.99. Something like that. Just a cheap gel pens. Okay. Then I have all kinds of the Bic, the crystal, Bic crystal. I think they're called what stuff, guys. Okay, welcome back, guys, to coffee. Although now we have cranberry juice, And we're on Trippy. Hi, say hi to Trippy. Say hi, everybody. So I'm on my desk. So I'm going to back up here. So this is where I work. Let's move the cord out of the way. So you guys are up on a platform right there. Then here's where I'm working all the time. Here are there's my pencil shavings. This is what I sharpen my pencils in. Here's the paints I'm using all the time. I'm going to try to do this camera thing as nice and focused as I can, guys. So there's all my paint that I use all the time. However, now I'm going to move you guys. Hang on. We're coming around over here. Here's my other paint carts. So I have paint here and paint there and all over there. All right, coming back around. But these are all the paint colors that I use, like, you know, excuse the squeaky chair, but it is what it is. These are all the paints that I use, and they're just Americana craft paint when I do my collage and color booking and all that. All right, let's straighten up little Trippy's head. Thanks, guys. So let me just show you how it looks here. So that light right there is off right now. But I have that light, that light, and this one. I'll turn this one on too. So we got lights. So I have all these lights, plus the overhead light. So I have lights all around me, so it's nice and bright and hot. So on my desk, besides the paint, this is what I want to do the video on, is what's in my totes. That's what this video is going to be, what's in my totes. Plus, I have, here's why all my pencils that I use on my daily basis. Okay, that's not all, and this is just the ones that I'm using like currently. And then here's my other pencil pull-out tray right here. All my brushes are right there. Brushes. And then I have my pencil cases here, which I'll show you that too. I just want to kind of show you how I have it set up. So if I need other pencils, I can reach right here, right there, right here, you know, and all then right here. So I just want to show you what it looks like, so that, because I'm going to set Trippy down and not move him around while we're showing things. So yeah, so let's do what's in my totes. Let's try to straighten up Trippy. You're on a little tripod here. Trippy the tripod. And I'm going to try to, you know, kind of get everything as close to us as we can. So I have two totes here. One is just a cheap, flexible one. This one right here. Let me just get reaching over, guys. So this one is just one of those. I think it's Michael's. It was $4.99 for this bag. Okay. So it was just like $4.99 at Michael's. And it's not expensive at all. And it came with this roll art.